All right, here we go. This one's going to be a 40 Smith & Wesson test. And today we are going to be doing the Hornady critical defense versus the critical duty. I don't have the critical duty box, but I do have the round. So let's see how they both look. So the one on the left is that critical defense. Does have that little polymer rubber tip down in there. Real small hollow point cavity on that one. Still a really good looking round. And we do have our critical duty, same thing with that one. That polymer tip is just a little bit bigger. It does have that H stamped in the top of that one, but should be pretty fun test. So the one on the left, which is the defense, is 165 grain. Critical duty is 175 grain. And we're going to be going out of this short barrel today. We will test it again in the full size just to see how it does, but this is going to be a short barrel test. So rate of velocity for that critical defense is 1175 feet per second, and the critical duty I believe is right at 1010, and that is 175 grain. So we'll be going through our gel today. That is a 10% block. We do have our jug backstop just in case we get those pass-throughs, and our 4 layers of cotton t-shirt on the front. So like always, we'll set a chronograph up so we can hopefully get the impact velocities of both of those rounds. We'll see how these things do. Here we go. First one up will be that critical defense. All right, we are stepping back to 15 feet. All right, let's see how we did on that one. So our impact velocity on that was 1124, so definitely pretty good for that short barrel. All right, looks like we do have a leaker, so we definitely made it through at least that first jug. So let's see how we did. Did come in a little bit left on that one, but still should be a decent shot so we can see what it's doing. Nice star pattern down in there though. So let's see from the top. Probably won't be able to get the best measurement from the top, but we will go all the way over. Wrong side. And we are right at 2 1/4 inches. So definitely pretty good for that one. So let's see how it did from the side. So from the side, you can tell a little bit better on what that thing's looking like. So it looks like it came in and opened up really good. It got a real nice stretch cavity on that one. It does look like it carried most of the way through, and then it did start to settle down that last about 2 1/2, 3 inches. But definitely a pretty nasty looking track throughout there. So let's see the measurement from this side. Definitely looks a little bit bigger. So we are right at just under 2 3/4 inches on that one. So really good to see. So eventually we will test it out of the full size, and this should definitely be a fun one too. So we're going to set up for that critical duty and see how that one does. All right, we're stepping back to 15 feet. All right, let's see how we did on that one. So impact velocity on that was 954.8. So it's actually really good for that short barrel. It was rated at 1010, so we came pretty close. And we got a bunch of leakers, so definitely got some penetration on that one. All right, so let's see how we did. So this one was a little bit better shot on this one. Looks like it came in. Got a pretty good star pattern so far on that one. So let's check it out from the top. And same thing from the top. Got a nice stretch cavity. Really good looking cavity all the way through. It does look like it settled down. Then started to flatline a little bit quicker than that critical defense, but still pretty good. So let's see the measurement from up here, our widest point. We are at 1 3/4 inches. So not as big as that last one, but we're going a little bit slower on that one. So let's check it out from the side. So let's see, hopefully you guys are seeing this. Let's get this jug out of the way. But looking pretty good. So it looks like as soon as this one came in, did start to open up really nicely. Got a pretty big stretch cavity throughout that whole thing. And like I said, it did settle down a little bit quicker. So the last 2 inches, it did kind of flatline. But we did get quite a bit of penetration. We went into the second jug on that one, but we were able to catch it. So what we'll do is we'll check it out. Actually, let's get a measurement from the side before we get ahead of ourselves. And that one is about 2 1/8 inches from the side, so a little bit bigger from the side. So what we'll do is we'll check those tracks out one more time from the top, and then we'll compare these rounds. All right, so the one on the right is the critical defense, one on the left is the critical duty. So both pretty good looking tracks throughout that whole block. Looking really nice. So this one is the defense. Looks like it came in, opened up really quickly, got some nice expansion, really messing that gel up. And we did start to settle down towards the end, but still really nice stretch cavity on that one. And same thing with the critical duty. Came in, opened up really quickly, and got a pretty good stretch cavity on that one also. It did settle down a little bit quicker, did start to flatline quite a bit towards the end, but got a lot of penetration on that one. That's what that one's made for, so. But both did really, really good. So let's check those rounds out. All right, check those things out. Looks like they both did really good. Got some nice expansion for both of them. So definitely really good to see. So the one on the right is the defense, one on the left is the duty. Can definitely tell that critical duty didn't peel back as far, but it's not what it was made to do. So let's check this critical defense out. Got some really nice expansion on that one. Open up really wide. Peel those pedals back really far. This one is kind of kicking out a little bit, but other than that, super uniform expansion. Looking really good on that one. And those pedals are very sharp on that. And we were able to find the polymer tip on that one. That one was in the first jug. I guess it only made it to the first jug, but yeah, they were both found in the first jug. And our critical duty, that one did open up really nicely also. Not the furthest peel back or biggest peel back, but definitely did really good. And that is a pretty huge slug. But nice, picture perfect, uniform expansion even out of that short barrel. And that plug was found in the first jug, and then the round was found in the second jug. So they both did really, really good. Had quite a bit of velocity for that critical defense, so that was definitely good to see. So those did peel back really nice. So like always, we'll get our still shots and measurements and all that good stuff here at the end. So there we go. That was critical defense versus critical duty on our 40 Smith & Wesson short barrel. There we go. All right, here is that critical defense cross section. Did come in a little bit left on the edge of this block, but still got a good enough hit. Got some really nasty cuts down in there. Same thing on this side. Really good looking stuff so far. So let's cut it open. All right, and here's after being cut. This one is the right side, this one is the left side. So as you can tell, as soon as it came in, you can really see where it started to open up pretty much immediately. And we have a huge stretch throughout this whole chunk of gel. So it's really messing this stuff up. Doesn't look like there's too much cotton t-shirt down in here. Didn't really drag too much in, which is good. But man, did it do some damage. It really jumbled this stuff up really nicely. Those are some nasty cuts down in there. Same on this other side. Came in, opened up, and just huge stretch cavity. And those are some really nasty cuts. All the way down in there. They are pretty deep too. So that is definitely good to see. It's a lot of damage, especially on that short barrel. So I will test it again soon out of the full size and see how it does, but so far so good. There we go. That was at 165 critical defense. All right, and here's that critical duty cross section. This one did really good too. Not as big of cuts as at a defense, but still not too bad at all. Really nasty looking cuts throughout that whole thing. So let's cut it open. All right, this is the right side. This top one is the left side. And you can tell right there, came in, opened up really nice. Started doing a lot of damage. There's a tiny little pieces of that red tip down in there. They're super small. You can hardly see them, but definitely some little pieces in there. But we got pretty good amount of damage. Definitely not as much as that defense, but still pretty good. That was a good penetrator. Same thing on this top side. You can see where it opened up. There's a little tiny piece of that red tip. We got some pretty good damage throughout this whole thing. So definitely good to see for that round. Like I said, we'll test it in the full size. It's basically what that round was made for, was a full-size duty gun. So I'm sure it'll do a little bit more damage then. But for the short barrel, looks like it did pretty good. So there we go. That was 175 grain critical duty.